At some point of your editing journey, you should stop relying on the Toolbox panel, freeing up some space on your workspace. And today, I will help you to make that transition. We continue our Premiere Pro shortcuts and optimization series. And if you didn't see previous videos on that topic, you better check the playlist section on my channel.
We're in Premiere Pro, and today our goal is to come over the tool panel, press right mouse button and press close panel. And to do that, you need to know all the shortcuts, and also today I will show you some tricks which will make using of the toolboxes much easier for you. So let's bring back our toolbox. And the very first tool is the selection tool. You always have the shortcut near the name of the tool. And what for we need the selection tool? Obviously for selecting. And we can select clips by left mouse button. We can select multiple clips by holding shift and pressing left mouse button. And also, as you could see, some of the clips are linked with the audio. So for example, if we want to select just audio or just video, we need to hold Alt, and then we can choose video or audio without link. And also it works if we will hold shift and we will hold Alt. We will select multiple clips without link between audios and videos. The next tool, by the way, if we will hold left mouse button on one of the tools, which have that dot mark in the corner, it will open the optional tools under that button. The next two tools are track select forward tool and track select backwards tool. I already mentioned that tool in my previous video, top 10 shortcuts in Premiere Pro. If you didn't watch it, check it out. So here I will try to explain it shortly. First of all, short key is A. We press A and our cursor turns into two arrows. And if you will press left mouse button, it will select everything that on the right of your cursor. So as you can see, and also keep in mind modificator keys like Ctrl, Shift, Alt, they usually work with all the tools. And with that tool, if you will hold Shift, it will select everything on the right just on one track. And with the same logic as the selection tool, if we will hold Alt, it will select track without link between audio and video. And to do the same thing, but on the left of the cursor, we press Shift A, and all the key modificator also work the same way. The next tool is the Ripple Edit tool. I put here a bunch of the clips that I filmed in Lisbon and some music just to have an example here. So let's say I want to have the first cut here instead of here, just to have it on the beat. What I can do? First, by the left mouse button, I can do like this, shorten the first clip, delete the gap, but of course it's not the fastest way. The second option that I could do is to take Ripple Edit tool and bring my cursor to the cut and delete it like this. So it will delete the piece of the clip with further deletion of the gap. But it's also not the fastest way to do it. What I would suggest you to do is much better, and for that reason you will not need the B hotkey for that, is to press, in that case, W. We have W and Q buttons, and what they're doing. If I press W, it will delete everything that I have on the right side of the playhead until the first cut of the selected track. So what I mean by selected track? If, for example, we will have cut here, and we will deselect the video track, and I will press W, it will delete everything until that cut. And of course we will close the gaps. So if we will select the video track, it will delete everything until the first cut on both tracks. So in that case, what I can do, because pay attention, if I will press W or Q, it will delete everything including audio track. So we will lock the audio track because we want it to stay uncutted, and we will press W just to do the same that thing by one button. Same with the Q. For example, if I will bring my playhead here and I will press Q, it will delete everything that I have on the left of the playhead. The next instrument is the Rolling Edit tool, and what he's doing. Let's say we want to have a cut here instead of here. And of course, what we can do is just to use Ripple Edit, bring the clip here, and it will do the work. But let's say I don't want to change the length of my video, so I want my video to be here. What we can do? We can take the rolling edit tool, press on the cut, hold the left mouse button, and move it in any other place. So what it will do, I will extend the previous clip and cut the next clip. You have the hotkey N here, but I would suggest you to just, for example, hold the selection tool, and when you hold Control button and you move your mouse to the cut, as you could see, it appeared the instrument rolling tool, and you can just press and move. Same with the ripple edit tool. When you hold Control, for example, right now I'm not holding Control, and when I hold Control, our cursor becomes yellow, and we can use the ripple edit tool. The next tool we have is the rate stretch tool, and that's the R shortcut. What it will do? Let's say we have last clip here, but we wanted to finish exactly on that point, so we don't mind to speed up it a little bit just to hit the finish mark. And of course we can use rate stretch tool. We press R and we bring the cursor to the end of the clip and we drag it where we need. So right now, as you can see, the clip is 106.82%, and we see that clip ending exactly where the music ended. Same thing works in opposite way. If you want to extend the clip by slowing it down, we can just drag it to another side. And right now you can see it's 78%. The next one is the remix tool. Before it was only in Adobe Audition. Right now we have it in Premiere. So what it's doing? Let's say we have the audio track, the music, which is 1 minute 32 seconds long, and we want it to be, for example, 1 minute. So we select the remix tool, and I think you don't have any hotkey for it, so you press Ctrl-Alt-K, you write here remix tool, and you make your own shortcut. So we take the instrument and bring it to the end of the audio clip, and we drag it to the 1 minute mark where we want it to finish. And then Premiere Pro will analyze it and suggest us the shorter version. Of course, sometimes Premiere not able to do the ending on the exact part that we choose. So sometimes we need to choose between having audio a little bit shorter than minute or a little bit longer. So let's say we bring it to 1 minute mark. And yeah, more or less it's fine. For example, if it would be necessary to have here, you see the next possible length is here. And on the audio track, you also have those lines showing where were the cuts. So sometimes it makes sense to check them. Thus, those cuts really smooth. All good, because sometimes those cuts are not really smooth, so you always better to check it. And another example, let's say you have the same track and you want to put it on the background of your YouTube video, which is like 10 minutes long. So you press the hotkey and you extend it to like 10 minutes, and pay attention here. Sometimes Premiere can make cuts every like 10 seconds. Yeah, like it here. So all the 10 minutes you will have 10 seconds which are repeating over and over again. So pay attention to it as well, because it sounds not good for a 10-minute video when you have every 10 seconds the same loop. And the next tool is the razor tool. And I recently posted a short video about razor tool madness and why you should never use it. Stop this razor tool madness. So here I will be really short. We press Ctrl-Alt-K. We write in the search box add edit, and we put the shortcut on the add edit, and we put the similar shortcut on the add edit to all tracks. For me it's C and Shift C. And now every time when you press C, it will make a cut on the selected clip under the playhead. And if you want to cut everything under the playhead, you press Shift C. So you could see that all the clips being cut. So that's why you should never touch the razor tool. The next tool I'm using really a lot is the sleep tool. And what it's doing? For example, we have that clip. And since we had sun here, we want to move that light flare a little bit to the start, so the clip will start with the flare. So we will have that much cut with the sun. It's pretty annoying to do it the way like this, cut, then move it here, then extend it here. So what we can use is the sleep tool. So we press Y button, the hotkey for the sleep tool, and we just drag by the mouse button the clip. And on the program monitor we see on the left the first frame and on the right the last frame of the clip. So we choose the place where sun just started to make a flare. And we have it. The next tool is the pen tool, and I'm not really using it. What it can do, it can make shapes in the program monitor, and it can create the keyframes on the timeline. But also you can create keyframes by the selection tool and by holding the key modificator control. So you hold control, and as you could see, you create the keyframes. Let's say we made some keyframes. The only way I know pen tool could be useful is, for example, we did some changes of the keyframes, and let's say we needed to move all those 4 keyframes, for example, here. And of course, we can select them by holding Shift, but it's not really cool because we can just take the pen tool and select everything by the selection and move it. The next 3 instruments is the rectangle tool, ellipse tool, polygon tool. I'm using only rectangle tool, that's why I have only rectangle tool binded. But if you want to bind all of them, same thing, Ctrl-Alt-K, ellipse tool, and you create the shortcut. Since I'm using just the rectangle tool, I have only rectangle tool binded, and we need those tools to create different shapes on the program monitor, and we can adjust them here and apply different things and also use them as the mask, and so on and so forth. The next tool is the hand tool. That one might be handy. For example, you're working with the masks or you're doing something on the frame, and if you don't want to use the scroll bars to navigate within the frame, you can just press H to have the handy tool, and you can navigate within the frame by just pressing left mouse button. The next one is the zoom tool, which I think just a joke, because I just hold the Alt and rotate my mouse wheel. And the last one is the type tool and vertical type tool. So you press T, you press on the program monitor, you write your text, and you can press Ctrl-Y to write the vertical text. And now finally you can just close the tool panel. Why I would recommend you to do it even before you learn all the shortcuts? I would recommend you to write those shortcuts somewhere. And now if you will edit in Premiere Pro and you will not be able to remember a shortcut, you will have to press Window, open Tool Panel, again take the tool, close the panel. So when every time to use the instrument you will have so many actions to do, it will give you extra reason to learn shortcuts much faster. So just write them down somewhere and practice them time over time. Thank you for watching, and this video is part of the playlist of shortcuts and optimization of Premiere Pro, so there are a lot of videos that will help you to work faster. See you on the next one.